All right, time for a woodworking video of sorts. I came up with an idea, actually years ago I came up with an idea, and I started producing these wooden spatulas, and I gave them away as Christmas presents to family and friends. I've made several hundred of them over the years. But the spatula wasn't quite right. Let me back up a little bit, all right? First off, I like to cook eggs in the morning, and I've got this non-stick pan, and it's got an edge, a rounded edge, and the wooden spatula is so much better. You don't want to use a metal spatula on a non-stick surface. And I've got these rubber spatulas that, hey, they don't really scrape the bottom very well. So I thought, no, a wooden spatula. And it works really good because it's got a sharpened edge on it and the wood doesn't damage the surface. So I've always been a little bit irritated because I can't clean the edges of the pan, you know, when I'm scraping. So I thought, if I designed a wooden spatula with a straight edge on the bottom and a curve that matches the edge of the pan, then when I scrape up the eggs all the way around, or for matter, whatever you're cooking, but I always think about eggs because I like fixing eggs. I came up with this idea and I thought, how can I design this so it fits my personal use? Let me show you what I came up with. Well, here it is, the fruition of my idea. Straight edge, round curved edge to fit the pan. That's what it looks like. When I come up with an idea, I like to follow through and get it done. Now to use it and see how it works. Okay, generally I put a little olive oil or a little bit of butter in my pan, but for this test, I just put it straight into the nonstick pan. The eggs and the cheese and the meat, and you know, it sticks. It really sticks. It's supposed to be a nonstick pan, but you know, hey, you still got to have a little bit of butter or something in there. But so far, I'm finding that it's working really, really good. It comes to a point where even after I've served up the food, while the eggs are still hot and the cheese in here is still hot, it does an excellent job of getting the majority of the food out of there. I think I'm onto something. I really am. It's a simple idea. It takes a little while to make it. Metal? No. Plastic? I don't like it. Or rubber? It's okay. It won't scratch the pan, but I don't know. I think the key is really wood. Wood will not scratch the surface of a nonstick pan, and it does such a great job of cleaning. Here's a few examples of some of the other ones I've made for my wife over the years. Okay, I'm going to set a challenge to you woodworkers out there. I want you guys to make one of these. All right? There's no plans. I didn't show you any of the shop footage. I will tell you that a bandsaw is helpful. You could probably use a coping saw or a jigsaw. It'll take a little bit longer. And a big sander is also very, very helpful. You don't have to use a whole lot of hand tools. Spoke shave would probably be good. What I did was I took a piece of 2-inch oak because it's got kind of a shape to it, and you've got to carve out quite a bit of wood. I think that if you actually do make one of these, I want you to send me a picture of what you make, okay? Send it to blairglenn@gmail.com because I think this idea is so helpful, so useful. If your wife does the cooking, she will be so happy to have this new tool. My wife loves these. I've made a whole bunch of other wooden ones in the past, but this particular shape, I think this is genius. Let me pat myself on the back. So one of my kids said to me, "Dad, you should make these and sell them on your Etsy store." Did you know I had an Etsy store? I do. I've got a lot of little things. I'm marketing up there. It's mostly my daughter's efforts, but I haven't put any of my homemade items on the Etsy store. Eventually I'll get around to doing that, but here's my question for you. You saw what this is. You saw what it can do. You saw that it takes a significant amount of wood to produce it. It's a big, thick chunk of wood, which is fairly expensive. How much would you pay for this item? I'm curious. Answer me, please. You know, help me out.